We're going to change a PCV valve and an O-ring on a Fiat 500. This is a 2012. If you look down, you can see there's a bunch of real moist oil from the O-ring leaking. So we're going to go ahead and start by taking off the engine cover. Oakley, why don't you go ahead and pull those 3 screws out.
Gotta loosen them first, it's my bad.
One there. We got one hidden back in here, which is a little trickier to get out.
There we go.
And then we got one more that's down here in the front.
Excuse me.
Let's go ahead and lift up this whole section now. See if we got these screws out far enough. We'll disconnect. We're going to disconnect the air filter line. So let me get in here.
Pull that thing off. There we go.
So there, we've popped that off. There's another one back here.
Yeah, it's off good.
I think this thing is pretty well loose now. We can go ahead and
Remove this.
remove it, and you can see all the shiny spots down in here.
Set it right there.
Get this light out of the way so you can see all the shininess where it's leaking oil.
Just leaked a lot.
And it's this.
Okay, so we need to take this off now.
Yeah, we're going to take off the valve. We're going to switch from the 8mm socket to the 10mm.
Okay, now we gotta remove this thing off of the engine block. There's some oil off it. Let's throw this in that tray. Is there another one back here? Yep, it's right under here. We can go ahead and remove those bolts.
All right, and then we got just
Nice.
a couple
Yank
little
out.
hoses to pull out.
O-ring.
Right here, folks, here's where our leak comes from. There's a small O-ring that is in here that is wore out. Right here's our O-ring that we're going to get off. We're going to just use a little pick, and we're going to get underneath it.
There we go.
And there it is.
Just comes right out.
And this is old and brittle and tight. We got our replacement O-ring. And there's enough oil on here, but you always want to put a little bit of oil on your O-ring first. We roll it on. Now we're going to take a break from video and wipe a lot of this oil off so it'll be cleaner. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of oil to the O-ring just so when we put the new valve assembly on, the O-ring won't catch and tear. So now that that is done, we're going to go ahead and just pop the assembly on.
Make sure it lines up back here. There we go. Now we gotta screw it on.
And we're going to
Not tighten her down that much, but we're gonna put her down where she's secure.
It just pops down on.
I got it, Pop. I'll get it.
All right, go ahead. That's good. And these are plastic, so you don't want to over tighten them. That's good.
Down in the hole. Let's see nothing.
There we go. And now we're going to manually check the tightness with our ratchet here. So we're going to make sure that manually it's
tighten down.
Plenty tight. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. Could be tighten it too much, you'll just split the plastic. Now we're going to go ahead and replace all of our hoses.
Throw this one on here. Looks good and tight. Let's throw that one right on there. This just pops. I might have to put the front part on first. There we go. And then that just slips on there.
There's
Perfect.
2 down. And then we got one more.
And it is this one. It's off the old one.
And we have not taken it off the rest of the unit yet, so we'll
take it off.
pause for a second. So we're going to cut off this clamp so we can reuse it. All right, we have freed it up. I'm going to replace it with a traditional clamp. Everybody's familiar with the traditional clamp.
Loosen it up. Let's throw it on there.
That part's done. Now we need to put the air cleaner assembly back on. And folks, note that the rubber keeps the screws intact, so we don't have to go back fishing to try to put this screw in. If you take it out, it'll be really hard to get it back in place. So we're going to start by lining up our front bolts, because they're easier to see. Switch back to our 8mm. I'm going to run them down a bit. We're not going to tighten them all the way till we get all 3 in place, but we got them good in place.
Gotta get us a light back there so we
Get
can
us
see.
a light back in here. And
Let me get.
it's not going to line up the easy way. There we go. One, 2, 3. Oakley's already plugged in the other, folks, and that's all there is to it. Took us about 20 to 25 minutes. Overall, this is probably a 3 on the 10 scale of difficulty. It's more of having the patience to
Do it.
do it. Oakley, why don't you go ahead and throw that cover on?
We will go over all the tools that we used to make this video, and we'll see you in the next video.
A real basic amount of tools. We used a 1/4-inch ratchet, 6-inch extension. We used a 8mm swivel socket, or you can use a swivel with a regular socket to remove the intake manifold cover, a 10mm to remove the PCV valve, and a pair of wire cutters to remove the clamp. About 20 minutes total. With the electric ratchet, without the electric ratchet, at about 20 minutes.